Hey everybody, it's Flyin Ryan here with the review of the GP Toys H2O Aviax, which is a waterproof quadcopter. This thing's pretty cool. It's a little bit kind of pointless somewhat to have a waterproof quadcopter. I mean, it's not like you're going to fly this thing underwater. However, once I actually took it out to the lake and was kind of dancing around on the top of the water with it, it was pretty cool. It's just, a fun, neat thing to do that you can't do with other quads. Um, it does have a point in just being, a fun, neat new thing that you can do. But it's, you don't want to submerge it or anything like that. But I have tested this, in the bathtub several times. I did a flight review out at the lake, which you'll see here in a bit, and it's still working. So as far as I can tell, I verified it is indeed waterproof, and it, continues to work. Let's look at some stuff it comes with. It comes with a bunch of stuff. We'll get the transmitter out of the way for now. We've got a bag of stuff here. We've got a screwdriver, some screws, some body pins here, which I believe are, optional. Instead of screwing the props on, you could put that body pin through there. So then it's, quick removal, since the box, you got to store it in there without the props on. So if you wanted to use the box like a carrying case or whatever, you could use those body pins so you could quickly pull them on and off and take your props on and off easily. I think that's the idea there. And then this is just an antenna for the transmitter, but it's a completely dummy antenna. It's just, empty plastic, so not really any purpose even putting it on there. Comes with a spare set of props there in that bag. We've also got a set of prop guards, and we've got a USB charging cable as usual, and this one actually comes with two batteries, and they are 650 milliamp hour 1S LiPos. Those take about an hour and 20 minutes to charge with the stock USB charger. If you have the prop guards and these landing legs on, you get about 6.5 minute flights. If you take the prop guards off and fly it as you see it here, you get about 7 minute and 20 second flights. And if you take these legs off, which they just pull on and off, so nice and easy to remove, you get 7 minutes and 45 second flights. And then you've got a 15 second LVC warning after that. So again, anywhere from 6.5 to 7 minutes and 45 second long flights, so pretty decently long flights. I took off the landing legs for flying out at the water, just because they're going to be extra drag and they're going to dip down in the water before anything else, and it kind of mess with trying to fly on the top of the water. So if you're going to touch water and mess with that, I would suggest taking these landing legs off. There does appear to be an optional camera for it. I mean, there's a plug there, and it is, functional. There's wires in there and stuff. I don't have the camera though, and I don't know anything about it, so I don't know if the camera's waterproof or not. That'd be pretty cool if it was waterproof and you could dip it down under the water. No idea if that's the case though. Let's see. We'll go ahead and look at the transmitter now. Pretty standard, hobby grade style. We've got face buttons here and shoulder buttons. On the, let's see, left bumper is our flip, so you hit that and move the right stick in whatever direction you want to flip. Right bumper changes rates, and there are 4 different rates. The yaw rate does change with the rates, but it's on the slow side. It's not super sporty. We've got headless mode and return to home on these face buttons over here. I forget which is which. Probably the bottom one is return to home, but I'm not sure there for sure. And then one of these turns the LEDs on and off. I forget exactly which one it is now, but one of the right face buttons there turns the LEDs on and off. And we do have LED pods here, kind of like the Cyma X5. Let's see, we've got red here in the front and green in the back, so a little bit backwards. And then this little thing kind of lights up too. There's, I think, a little red LED that you know, kind of shines up through the plastic and slightly, you know, makes this whole thing appear to glow a little bit. But, you know, it's all orange. You know, you got the stripes here on the back, so it can get a little bit tricky for orientation, but this thing actually does kind of help keep an eye on where the back is. So, you know, as long as you can see that, that certainly helps a lot. You can recalibrate the accelerometer by holding the left stick down left and the right stick down right. So both sticks to the outside corner to recalibrate the accelerometer. Let's see. I think that covers all the details. So, yeah, going back to, you know, let's talk about flying in the water some more. You know, you're not supposed to let it submerge, and it will slowly sink. I mean, if you just kind of plop it on the top of the water, it'll float there for a second, but it will start to fill up with water. You know, it kind of starts leaking in through these holes, and so it will sink. And once you get it submerged a little bit, you know, you've got the weight of the water in there, you've got surface tension, and it can get hard to actually get it up out of the water once it, you know, is slightly submerged. So the idea is, you know, I think you just kind of touch the water. You know, in my flight review, I'm just sort of dancing around on the top of the water and splashing off it and stuff like that. I think that's the idea. You don't want to, you know, go like submarine style and fly under the water or anything like that. That's not going to work out for you. Let's see. I think that covers everything I wanted to say about it. So, yeah, like I said, I did some flight footage out at the lake where I've been doing my boat review. So, pretty neat, you know, different style quad flight. So I think you guys will like it. So let's go check that out. Alright, this is the flight review of the GP Toys H2O Aviax waterproof quad. So I'm out here at the lake and we'll see what happens. Got a little bit of a breeze, but I think it should be able to handle it. I'll start off with just doing some flying, got it on high rates. So we'll just look at it fly first and then I'll try to touch some water and stuff. That's full speed right there, full pitch. Do some flips. A little tricky to keep your orientation with this one. It's just kind of orange everywhere and I can't really see the LEDs much at all. There's full speed with the wind. Full speed back into the wind. That's full speed in the wind there. Alright, well, let's try touching some water. A little nervous. You're not supposed to let it submerge or anything. You just kind of touch the water. You can't really like swim up out of the water from being submerged, so you don't want to let it get too deep in there. That's kind of cool. Just fly right above the water. Wind's making it a little tricky for me to like kind of just stay right at the top of the water. Oh! Stay away from the seaweed stuff there. I don't want to get tangled up in that. There you go, kind of a little water hover landing. It will sink, it does not float, so you can't just kind of drop the throttle and set it on the top of the water. You gotta kind of fly it at the top of the water. Whoa, wind's pushing it away. Come back. Come back. Alright, well let's get a little bit closer here and maybe get a little more risky with it. Oh, looks like it is floating for a bit. Oh, that's full throttle, full throttle, full throttle. Come on, get up out of the water. There we go. So yeah, it's a little bit scary when you let it kind of start to submerge and it fills up with water and gets heavy, and then you've got the surface tension to break. So you definitely don't want to let it get too deep in the water or you're not going to get it back. That's pretty cool though. It looks like one of those like what are they, sea nymphs or something like that? Little bug on the water top. That's kind of cool. Full throttle, full throttle, full throttle. Oh, I got LVC warning, so bring her back in for a landing. Wow, that was the end of the battery right there. Alright, well there we go. That's the H2O Aviax from GP Toys. Looks like it has survived the water test. Kind of cool, not really sure exactly what the point is of having a waterproof claw, but I guess, you know, allowed you to do something a little bit different with it, kind of dance on the water top and whatnot. So, I don't know, pretty neat. Alright, we'll check the video description for a price and purchase link. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.